serve a growing community. Now in 2009, we are proudly celebrating a century of service. Join us as we examine our past with these centennial stories.
In the fall of 1940, the Army Air Corps was preparing for World War II, and it needed a southwest location for an aerial gunnery school. Clark County had everything the Army Air Corps was looking for: clear skies and good year-round flying weather. In 1941, the perfect location was chosen, located north of Las Vegas at the pre-established McCarran Field, which was once owned by Western Air Express. The land was leased to the Army Air Corps, and the airfield would serve both civilian and military aircraft. From the very beginning, the gunnery school had some of the most strategic weapons of the day.
By early 1942, we were already graduating the first gunnery students, and there was advanced pilot training with the different aircraft such as the B-17 and the B-24, the B-25, and later even the B-29.
During World War II, military personnel trained right here in Clark County helped defeat our enemies. The busy airfield created jobs and spurred growth. But the end of the war signaled a change for the airfield.
Las Vegas Army Airfield closed after the end of World War II. It actually was put in standby status. It was looked at and evaluated as something because of the range and everything that they wanted to keep open. So late 1940s, I think 49, it reopened, initially as a jet pilot training school.
The new jet aircraft were faster and more maneuverable. And once again, the airspace over southern Nevada was the perfect spot for training. Also during this time, there would be some military reorganization. The U.S. Army Air Forces would divide into two separate branches. In addition, some airfield names would change.
The Air Force, during World War II, the Army Air Forces had named most of their fields for the town nearby. Once the Air Force became a separate service in 1947, started looking at these airfields, and they asked local officials to nominate potential candidates. Lieutenant William Nellis was a P-47 pilot who was raised in the local area, grew up here, went to pilot training, and was killed flying P-47s during the Battle of the Bulge. And he was nominated by the local committee and found worthy as a fighter pilot, and the base in 20 May 1950 was named in his honor.
Nellis Air Force Base would grow and flourish into a small city, and by the end of the Vietnam War, the base was used for even more specialized training. Red Flag, later Green Flag, and other exercises were set up to simulate air-to-air and air-to-ground combat, making Nellis Air Force Base a one-of-a-kind location.
There really is no other place in the world, I think, like Nellis Air Force Base because of the 50 years of expansion, of work, of training. This keeps being plowed back into what we build up for the future fighter pilots and future warriors of all types.
Clark County invites you to log on and share your stories with us.